I guess we're doing the thing. Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. I have been doing things. I've been doing things. It's been about a month since I streamed, three weeks, something like that. I went to visit family for a week, and I had a recital in there, and my place I have plastic everywhere because my bathroom tile I have one shower bathtub situation in this place and is down for repairs, and so I've been driving a half an hour to my friend's house because she has a very nice guest bedroom and guest bathroom that nobody uses, and she gave me a garage door opener so I can just go over there. But the problem is it takes a half an hour to get there. So that's a thing. I have a gym membership too, and just the gym showers, it's fine, but it's so much nicer to go to my friend's house and use her guest suite despite the drive. But it's an excuse to see her. So anyway, that's what's been going on. I did post the video from my recital to my YouTube page, but it's unlisted right now because even though it's a public domain piece, it got content ID'd, and I don't want other people other people are going to make money off my video, but like, I don't want an incorrect content ID making money off my video. So I can't, what happens when your video is being is disputed for a content ID, and this is not a copyright strike. This is the content ID like monetization system that says, oh, actually you uploaded something that's not yours, and then we'll pay. We're not going to give you revenue on this. I'm not monetized anyway, but like, they'll send the money to that that copyright holder or whatever. But it was a public domain piece written in both. Pergolesi is the composer that the piece is attributed to, and but it was not. I mean, Pergolesi, I think, was lived in the 1700s, and it's also attributed now more modern. I guess more modern scholars are attributing it to some other composer that lived around the same time. So it's like definitely public domain work. There's no backing track. It's just kind of annoying. It's a problem for classical music, even especially since a lot of classical music is in the public domain because it's old, right? But then it's been used and reused, and like people borrow from it and stuff. So the content ID gets tripped up a lot incorrectly. So that's how it goes. Yeah, Donovan. Yeah, reaction content is a whole other thing. I'm kind of like I'm nerdy about a lot of things, but actually one of the things that I'm pretty nerdy about is copyright and IP law. Like, I think in some sort of parallel or alternate universe, I am a copyright attorney, but I am not here. I did not go to law school. I'm just a nerd that's really interested in tech policy, intellectual property, and copyrights. So, yeah. Anyway. What can I tell? I mean, let's just, I haven't warmed up yet, so let's do that. I did tune. So my cello is tuned down, so it's like all metal. Check this out. Normally that's a C, that's a G. So it's a fourth lower than it usually is. So the string is pretty loose here. Changes how the bow works. But anyway, my cello has been tuned down because I've been revisiting the Helen Mountfort pieces that I was playing. I was working on a little bit a while back, and then it was kind of a pain in the butt to retune all the time. So what I've been doing is I've been doing just like my Feuillard exercises with the cello tuned down, and I've only been focusing on the Mountfort pieces So I just been keeping my cello tuned down for the most part, except sometimes some of the exercises that I've been doing where I get down to the C string, I'm like sight reading it, and it's the note, and I like to play with a drone, so like I can, for shifting, to make sure that I'm shifting to the right note. And then that gets very confusing when the music that I'm looking at are different notes, and then I have to figure out, like, wait, what note is this drone? Wait, where is that? And it's a whole thing. So I have been tuning the C string up sometimes, but mostly I've been playing tuned down. What's up, Lau? Check this out. We're gonna rock tonight, Lau. Anyway, let's do some Feuillard. So we're second position, 83. So those are my trill exercises. So I did those in two, or in four, and then in three. Okay. So I've been going through. I'm still like having trouble with. So these Feuillard exercises, like I've talked about, daily exercises for cello. I think I made a thing. I did make a thing. So if you want to look at what I'm talking about, it's the link is in the Twitch chat, and so there's all these variations. And I want to like do all the variations, but there's a lot of variations and I've gotten a little overwhelmed. Get rid of that. I have gotten a little overwhelmed, so I've just been working through them sequentially now. So we're at number 12, and I've been doing them at 3 for this exercise. This is a finger twisters. And I've been doing them at 3 tempos, just one exercise at 3 tempos. So 92, 96, and 100. So, but this is, yeah, because these are the ones that are in 3. And these are going to sound different than you're used to because my cello is tuned down. So that was 92. Let's go up to 96. Go up to 100. Write this down. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with tempo when I get to the ones that are in 4. I like the idea of like playing these in different tempos, but also maybe like I don't know. We'll see if I can do the same tempos in the ones that are in 4. Some of them I will be able to, and some of them I won't. That's my hypothesis. 12 at 92, 96, 100. Okay. So for number 3, I'm not going to go through all of these. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go through maybe to 4. And then I'll switch and do something else, and maybe we'll do vibrato exercise, and then I'll come back and do more. Something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Like I don't know what the best way to organize my practice is right now. Okay, so we did number 4 last time, and I've been doing these at 3 tempos as well. So let's do 5. let's see here. So okay, so this is regular and then extended. Wait, what do we do? Hang on. 63. Oh yeah, I've been going up by like 10-ish. So 63. Oops. Don't shift down there. So let's go up to 72. To 83. Oh, 84. And I'm doing that just because I have everything. What's up, New Baroque? I have my metronome set to like, I forget, like traditional, so it like it hops a few BPM every time. That's 84. Write this down. And while we're doing that, go follow New Baroque. He plays the violin and the viola. He's a C-string friend these days. Let's see, this was 5 at 63, 72. And 84. Hope you're doing well, New Baroque. It's good to see you. Okay, so let's do number 4, and I do 2 of number 4 because otherwise, there are 50 different variations of number 4, so we will do 2 of them, so that the idea is that I should be able to get through all of them in about a month, roughly. Okay, so we are on 24 and 48. Did any of you ever play the game 24? Like, it was like, I remember we played it in like math class. It had like 4, there were 4 numbers in a circle, the circle was quartered and there were 4 numbers, and then you had to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division to make the numbers total 24. I quite enjoyed it back in the day. So, okay, so we're on a string that is not tuned down. Check this out, New Baroque. Tuned down today. So this one goes. See, that is an E. So I'm going to get a drone going on the E. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. It's okay if you can't hear that because it sounds kind of horrible on stream. Interesting. See, Lau says one of my favorite recordings of the cello suites is Peter Wispelski's, which he performed tuned down to A equals 392. Ooh, that's quite a big difference. Okay, so that should be all slurred. I forgot to start the clock. Let's turn that down a little bit. Welcome in. Thank you for the resub. DJ Moans 1. Trouble has arrived, everyone. Trouble has arrived. How are you doing? Let me turn that off for a second. Let's turn this off. All right, so we're going to go. So that was number 24. We're going to do 48 shortly, but make sure you're following April Night. April, did your I saw you were live earlier. Everybody go follow April because she's awesome and she plays all the string instruments that I don't play and some other instruments that I also don't play. She plays hurdy-gurdy, flute, bowed psaltery, piano, a bunch of percussion instruments, I think the harp, like all the things. Yes, the hurdy-gurdy. We'll see. Oh, you know what? I don't know if this is going to work. Yay, it did work. And also go follow DJ Moans 1. DJ Moans 1 is back from Facebook jail. Welcome back. Welcome back. But DJ Moans 1 is a DJ. And he plays lots of really good music. And he's trouble. And he also plays the flute, which is awesome. Yes, and a musician. So welcome in. Oh, hey, and Hammy's here as well. Hammy's also a streamer. I get to meet Hammy. I get to hang out with Hammy. Hammy does a lot of different things, actually. So just go follow Hammy to find out what happens over there. Hammy is good people. And also, while we're doing that, some mod love for Cathedora. Hammy does all the fun things, yeah. Go find out what those are. Yeah, okay, so now let's change. Now my timer's probably caught up. So we're doing 48. DJ Moans 1 says a lot of things, as in a degree in fine arts or just lots of fun things. I'll let Hammy answer that. Okay, so 48. What does 48 look like? Okay, so this is the thing. So we're tuned down. Normally this is a C. This is a G. Normally this is a C. C1. So this is a G. Is this a G0? So we're rocking out today. I got 3 G strings today. Hey. So anyway, so this exercise is actually on the G string. I'm gonna just pause this for a second and pause my timer because this is where it gets weird. So this is a shifting exercise. So I have to do a lot of thinking. I have to do a lot of thinking now because I gotta I don't exactly have to translate things, but I have to find out where I'm shifting to. So this is where I'm shifting to. So this is whatever note that is. That's a D. See, I can just use my tuner so I don't have to do musical math. It's great. So this one goes. So this is test. This is working on my third finger shifts. So let's see. So is the D the tonic of the song you're playing? I think it's G actually. You'll see. There's 3 pieces that are in this tuning. In this, I bought my music on Bandcamp. It was like my sheet music. It was great. So you can get, that's the version with the sheet music, but there's also a version of the album without the sheet music as well, which is neat. Okay, that's enough of that. Turn this off. Oh, wait. Log this. So we did 24 and 48. And I was too lazy to turn my metronome on. So we did not use the metronome. Okay, so I guess let's do some vibrato exercises real quick here. Oh, what's up, Daniel? Daniel, see, every time somebody comes in, I have to be like. Go follow Daniel. He plays the guitar. He plays the guitar very well. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of vibrato exercise. I've been working on. So what this does, what I'm doing is I'm planting and immediately pulling to the back position, and like kind of holding it for a little bit, just briefly, and then I'm throwing forward. found out the clip upload limit, like the file size limit, because they just limited it to like 100 hours, or was it like a actual number of clips? Yeah, it's 40 a day. Okay. Okay, so now what we're gonna do... I almost never remember to clip things. I'm only starting to remember to clip things when I'm modding. 40 a day is kind of low. I mean, personally, I think. I'm surprised you didn't hit it sooner, Daniel. Lau says, if I'm not paying attention to what you're doing, that slow pullback and that exercise repeatedly activates my, oh no, intonation circuit in my brain. Yes, I'm familiar with that. Yes. Are you, Daniel, were you sending the clips through Twitch directly to the services? Same on my 2 G strings. Good to see you. Okay, so now that we did that in first position, what I want to do, yeah, no, I've been all right. It's been a little, my whole place is in disarray right now because I'm getting the tile redone in my bathroom and I don't have a shower to use here. I have to find alternate shower facilities. So it's like, I didn't realize. I mean, I knew that was going to be annoying, but it's pretty annoying. Just just so you're aware. So now what I want to do is I want to work on continuous vibrato. So I'm in third position now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a similar exercise, sort of similar thing, but I'm going to shift, and I want the shift to be smooth. So this is a major renovation. Like they took the sheetrock off, like kind of renovation. Like they didn't like take the I can actually there's a little dumpster in my foyer right now. I can show you that they like literally like took the sheetrock off to get the tile off because there was gaps and like the grout was failing and the grout was not there basically in some spots. So I could have just replaced the grout, but it's a horrible job to do. I actually did that. I worked in facilities management and for my summer job when I was in college, and I did repairs like that. And I did do I didn't do the grout. I stripped out the old grout for the carpenter that did the new grout and never ever again. So anyway, so I got all new tile. It's almost done, but it's been 3 weeks. So they took the tile out, and everything was down to the studs. And so there's a lot of dust in here as well, which is not my favorite thing. And I have a pretty small place, and so my main bathroom, I have a walk-through closet from my bedroom into the main bathroom. So my bedroom is I have a plastic fort right now. I had to move my bed over closer to the wall, closer to the window, and it's a whole thing. But the advantage of doing this is that they will it's fresh sheetrock, so then it'll be all waterproofed and can be all nice and certified that there's no mold because the grout was failing and all that. And then they just put in, the plumber was here yesterday and put in my hardware because they have to do new hardware when they do this. So I got new plumbing hardware, and I'm very excited because the hardware, I just had kind of an industrial sort of thing, when this building was built. And so it didn't have a handle with a hose. So now I have a handle with a hose, so it'll make cleaning a lot easier. But yeah, and then they refinished my tub because I used to have a cleaning service, and there was one cleaner that was a little extra enthusiastic and scrubbed off some of the polish off of my tub. So they fixed that too. Because I was like, well, it wasn't that much more expensive to get that dealt with. So I was like, well, let's just do that. We're going to do the thing. Let's just do the thing. But even you can't just do that in a day, right? There's time. The tile has to set. Even when you put the blocking and you put all the stuff for the tile to stick to, it's a whole thing. And then the caulk has to cure, and then the tub refinish was super stinky. I was tempted to sleep on the couch that night, but they had a hose going from the a big not a water hose, but a slinky kind of hose, maybe about that big around, softball size around, that was sucking. I had the exhaust fan on in the bathroom, and then they had another fan that was sucking the air out, and they had this hose going around the foot of my bed and out my window to suck out the toxic fumes. It was a whole thing. We're on this string now. Yeah, that's not how it works. Because even if they just, like, even if they hadn't have taken the sheetrock down, once you lay the tile, it has to set. Like, they have little spacers that they put in there, and the tile has to set before you can put the grout in, and then the grout has to cure or whatever. And then, of course, these are all different people doing these things. So then there's like nobody's coming on Monday. They're having inspections on Monday, or inspections on Tuesday, and then the final clean, and then the final walkthrough on Wednesday. And so I think maybe after the clean, if not after the clean, for sure Wednesday after the walkthrough, I can like use my new shower. I thought it was going to be a lot less expensive than it was, too. I was like, it was very expensive. And I'm not going to say how much, but it needed to be done. It needed to be done. It's the first, like, major project that I've done here, and I've been here, like, 17 years. So, you know, I feel like it was just, you know, it was a matter of time. All right, let's play some music. We'll do... And then we'll come back to Feuillard in a bit. Probably. Okay, so this, oh, we don't want this. So I'm actually not using, here, let's do this again. Oh wait, I need to make a button for this. So my teacher actually wrote me basically it's a chord chart. It's kind of like tablature, but kind of not. So it's actually the staff, and then we've got the fingerings written in there because this piece, it's just a bunch of chords, basically, with some cool bowing. So, but the bowing is. It's supposed to be not that hard, but I'm having a real heck of a time with it because, so, let's see, we'll do it, see if I can do it here, so. So you get the idea, right? It's pretty cool. Yeah, so Lau says, yeah, it's not that hard, but it still takes a fair bit of practice and concentration to get even and consistent at first. Yeah. So the thing I'm struggling with is, so I'm too far out on the bow. I should be closer to the middle. And where I'm struggling is my body position, because like my teacher said, so this is a G string right now, but A string, I should be in A string position and then just drop down like that, right? But now my elbow is doing that, and it needs to be more like the way that my teacher described it is, you know, a dog on its hind legs, like up begging or whatever. And I'm not sure how to make my arm, how to make my arm do that. And I recognize that, like, women tend to have, like, your elbow bend is a little bit different. So for someone that's, you know, assigned female at birth, so right, so your elbow bend is a little bit different than someone who's assigned male at birth, right? So because hips. So, but I think it's just a me thing. I don't think it's just because of, you know, that minor difference in, like, build or whatever that it's causing me problems. Like, I think it's a me thing. Because my teacher's been teaching for a long time, and he has certainly taught people of all genders. So it's not that. I mean, maybe that contributes, but. And I'm also supposed to not use a lot of bow. So what I'm doing with the bowing is I have start in, so that the piece actually starts up bow, like this. But he's having me start down bow on the upper string. But, like, I don't know, because I'm supposed to be doing more of this and less, it should be more vertical movement and less horizontal movement. So that's what I'm like, I need to just, like, figure out how to get the feel of that. And I don't know if it's like, is it this? Am I doing this? I'm, like, trying to watch the screen as I'm playing here. And because, like, I should be here. But, like, I'm clearly, like, I clearly haven't gotten it yet. Like, I have gotten it a little bit better in my lesson. Because it's like when I watch my teacher do it, it's like this. And he's using his wrist, but it's not, the wrist isn't, it's not coming from the wrist. It's just his wrist is bending kind of at the end. It's kind of doing this, but it's still more like this. So I don't really, it's a puzzle. It's a little bit of a puzzle. Because I should just be dropping, right? But I don't know how to get my elbow in a position where, like this, right? Like I'm dribbling a basketball, which that comes from the wrist more, but I did used to play basketball. Yeah. Like I don't know how to get my elbow not out so far. But once I do get this, I guess my teacher said that this bow stroke, you have a lot of ability to choose which string you're going to emphasize, whether it's the lower string, the middle string, or the upper string. So that's kind of neat. I look forward to when I can worry about that. You can see it, yeah, because it's like, how do I, if I'm in upper here. I don't know. So anyway, let's work on, so the other thing that I'm working on is double stops for intonation. And they should be smooth transitions. So the thing about this is just really knowing which chords are extended position and which ones aren't. So for this change, so this is extended position, going to extended position, and I need to like get my first finger over a little bit sooner. Let's get a drone. Probably a G. See, that one is extended. That's where it is. Let me do, actually, that is, oh, math, hard. I think it's a D. There it is. So this is, my fingers are closer together here. And that is causing the intonation problem. They're supposed to be closer together. They're not quite right. the low string. It's the first finger. That needs to be higher. Okay, so here we're going up to, what are we going up to? That's an F sharp. Give me an F sharp, please. So we're to get from so we have to get from here What's up, Nivex? Good to see you. So it's really nice and melodic. But I want to work on this shift. And I really like the intervals in here. Like, so if I would, here, let me turn this off for a second. So here. like this piece a lot. And I think it's very good for me. Oh, geez, and I wasn't... Oh, goodness. Let me check something here. I didn't start my timer. So let's look. Let's see if this will help me. 18 minutes ago. So I guess we'll put like 15 minutes on the timer here. Oh wait, no, we'll put 10. Because I did some vibrato exercises. We'll call it 10 minutes. Oh, but you know what? $8:05. That was 20 minutes ago. Okay, whatever. We'll call it 10 minutes, and then I'll start my timer. It's a very imprecise thing, these practice logs, but it's better than nothing. So here. So we have basically this piece is like 3 pages of actual music, 3 or 4 pages maybe, and then this cheat sheet that my teacher wrote out is less than a page. So yeah, but let's work on the bowing a little bit more. I think the only way to make my elbow go down is to I don't feel like my cello is too high. You know, like I don't feel like my end pin is, I don't feel like I have this incorrect. But if I have my arm down here, I don't know if I can like hold my arm. See, I don't want to do this. That's bad. Doing too much of this motion. What's up, Tesno? Over on the YouTubes. going to sleep after a midsummer party at my friend's place. Nice. Thanks for popping in. Night, Cathedora. Everybody go follow Cathedora and come and hang out with us sometime. I mean, I'm not over there as much as I would like, but because I'm often not awake yet when Cathedora streams. They stream in the mornings usually, U.S. time. There was Minecrafting happening this morning. Wait. Cathedora says it's nice to see you when it aligns with your sleep schedule. Yeah, I do like to pop in. Have a good night, Cathedora. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for all the things. Let me look at the actual music here. It's actually really hard to read the way that the engraving was done on this one, I think. For the most part, I think she did a nice job of engraving, but this one, it's like it's a little too cramped, and then it's hard to read, so the cheat sheet is much better. But what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to count how many times you do, because it's sometimes you do 2, sometimes you do 4 times, sometimes you do it 2 times, sometimes you do it 8 times. Like, it's varying degrees of varying times that you do the pattern. And there's a bunch of dynamics in here and all that. But I think that's probably good on this one for now. Let's do some more Feuillard. All right, so if we go back to that, we'll come back to the Mountfort pieces shortly. So we were on number 5. Gotta get used to using my foot pedal. Okay, so we were doing, this is a shifting exercise. Oh, this is the one I gotta do 3 of. Because this is the one that has, this one has 63 variations. So, and there are 3 groups. So I'm doing 1 in each group. So there's 1st to 4th position, then there's 2nd to 4th, and then there's 3rd to 4th. So I do 1 exercise in each variation. So we're doing 18. We're almost through the whole set. I'll look and see how long it took us. So the problem that I'm having is that I'm not getting to all of these every practice session, which is kind of a bummer. So we're doing the 8s. We're doing 18. Oh, and this is on the C string, so this is going to be a thing because I'm tuned down. Izzy Paradox, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We're just practicing cello. I'm tuned down. I have 3 G strings today. Hey. Pock 6. What were you up to, Izzy? Let's see here. They phased out 3G. Oh. Let's see here. Oh, USS Paradox boarding party. Awesome. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Tripwire. I'm practicing cello. I've been playing cello for, like, just about 5 years. Just about 5 years, like, right around this time. I don't know exactly when I started. I'd have to look it up. But welcome in, everybody. We're working on, I was just working on a, we're gonna go back to this, but I was just working on this piece. Oh, I forgot. I keep forgetting I didn't make a button for it. Oh, that timer is very aggressive. Anyway, so I've been working on this piece, this album called From the Naked Cello, and it's tuned down. So I've got G, D, G, G. So this is usually a C string, so it's tuned down quite a bit. It's tuned down by a fourth. And then usually this is an A string, but it's tuned down a whole step to G. And then the middle two strings are normal. But I was working on a shifting exercise here. And then this is up to, see, this is fifth position. We're going up here. It's pretty fun. It's kind of a pain in the butt to, like, I just keep it, I'm keeping the cello tuned down right now. So what I'm doing is I'm doing my normal exercises that I usually do in standard tuning, but I'm doing them in, like, tuned down, because it doesn't, these particular exercises are for finger patterns, so it doesn't really matter what the actual notes are that I'm playing, but it messes me up a little bit. So we're shooting for that. Wait a minute. Why is that a 3? Why are you a 3? That's not right. I'm shifting to 4th position. That's why I'm going up into 5th position. So I'm one too high. This is where it gets confusing, because normally that note is this. It's an A. But now we're tuned down, so it's not an A, so I can't find it. I can't just, like, be like, oh, okay, that's an A. So I have to do math in my head, and I don't like that. So anyway, so 4th position is here. Is that where you'd normally be? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cheat now, and I'm going to use my tuner to tell me what note that is, like what actual tone that is. And then I'll get a drone on that note. That's an E. I'm doing 18, right? Yeah. So and then we go back down into half position. So this is, it starts in half position and it goes up to 4th position. Is that? Yeah. So that's, and this is in 5. It should be all slurred, but I'm playing it slow enough that it's going to be hard to slur that because I'm going to run out of bow. We got that one. So that's 18. Now, what is it, 28? There are like 60 variations of this exercise, so I'm trying to hit all of them. Yes, 47 and then, 48 and then 58 is the next one. 48 is this one. Okay, and this is 3rd to 4th position. Did I already do that? I don't know if my methodology is sound here. Sounds like the Hanon. I'm not sure what that is. But it's low. It's low. Okay, so this one, so this is on the A. Wait, let me just double check what clef this is. Oh, we're in tenor clef. Sweet. So this is going to be math too because my A string is tuned down a whole step, but it's a little bit less, the math is a little bit less hard here. So normally that's an E. So there's a replacement finger here. Oh, hand and piano exercises. Yeah, I am not a pianist. I took piano lessons for about 6 months when I was about 12, and it wasn't. I didn't practice because we didn't have my parents would have upgraded had it stuck, but we were taking lessons from a family friend who she actually has a PhD in vocal performance these days. So voice was her main thing, but she's also a very good pianist. And she was like a senior in high school when I was taking lessons from her. And I had like a little 48 key Casio keyboard that didn't have full size keys and they weren't weighted or anything. And so that's why I say my parents would have upgraded had piano stuck, but it did not stick. I had trouble with, so I play string instruments. As you can see, there's a guitar back there. There's 2 violins down in the cases here. And the thing that I found really hard about piano was that your hands are doing, they're not doing exactly the same thing, but they're doing the same technique, right? Like your right hand and your left hand, they're mirror images of each other, and they're doing the same thing. And I think that was really hard for me because with violin, when I started, I was playing violin already when I took piano lessons. And with violin, your bow hand is doing something completely different that your right hand is doing something completely different than your left hand, right? So I feel like that kind of kept things more separate in my brain, because I would get the wires crossed. I would totally get the wires crossed on the piano, and then I stopped taking lessons, and I started taking guitar lessons and individual violin lessons as well. But now I know the notes. I know the notes on the keyboard, so there's that. But like, I'd be playing, and I'd be playing at my lesson, and all of a sudden my teacher would be like, tripwire. Like, I just, one hand would stop. Like, I'd be focused on the right hand, or I'd be focused on the left hand, and like the other hand would just stop playing. So, you know, practice would have helped. Practice definitely would have helped, but it was not to be. It was not to be. So this exercise here. So we got a downshift, and then we got to shift up again. See if I can do it all in one bow. So there's 2 replacement shifts there, or there's 2 replacement finger shifts. See, Lau says, I have a tendency to do a lot of block chords or arpeggios when improvising on piano, justly because I don't have the training and experience to easily do more complex 2+ voice stuff. Yeah, that's more than I can do. Actually, that might be kind of fun. Might be fun to do double stops here. I'm pretending I'm a bagpipe. To think about. I might have, let's just do with a 1 string. Okay, so that's 48. We doing 58 now? Yeah, 58. Wait a minute. I was supposed to do... That was the wrong one. I was supposed to do 38. So what is 38? Well, that's fun. So 38 is on the C string. Whatever. Let's just move on. I'll just write it down that I did the wrong one, and we'll move on. Okay, so 58 is this one. Ooh, this is on a string that is tuned. This is on a string that's tuned normal. So we've got, so I know what these notes are. Wait a minute. 4, are you on? This is from 3rd to 4th position. Daniel, what did you do? What did you do? Let's see, Lau says going back to the improv. Works pretty well in free improv ensembles. Sometimes one hand is fine even, but it's a little boring for solo piano improv. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Daniel says, I said, no one told me you can replace the bow hair. I've been just snapping them in two and buying another one for 20 years. My goodness. And they didn't know me and thought I was serious. There's all kinds of trouble in this chat tonight. We had DJ Moans 1, and then we have Daniel. All kinds of trouble. So here. So we've got an F sharp there. That's why that's an extension. I've never done this one before. We're going through the whole round, so that's an extension. So this is. It's not a shift, it's just an extension. I guess we all play treble clef. What? We don't all play treble clef. So we were just talking about this in my Discord. We were talking about, I saw a post by another cellist that they had a piece that was in, it was in a bunch of, so alto and tenor clefs or C clefs. And because they look like a butt and the C is in the butt crack. The line for the C is in the butt crack. So anyway, so alto clef is like in the middle of the staff. So middle C is the middle. But they had a piece that was, it was a cello piece that was in tenor clef, alto clef, and just one line too. It was tenor, alto, soprano clef, which is a thing that we don't really use these days. And bass clef, and there might have been one other one in there, but I was like, what is this? Because there's less ledger lines when you do it that way. But I guess Lau was saying in the Discord that there's like a historical, that's like the historical way of doing things, but the modern way of doing things is they just usually just do tenor, bass, and treble. Oh no, Daniel. Oh, April says, Daniel, you're playing treble clef. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, April. How do you know if a cellist is at your door? They can't find the key and they're playing a low note. Oh my goodness. Uber Cruiser, welcome in. Uber Cruiser says that seems like a repurposed bass joke. I mean, to be fair, I am tuned down today. But it does sound like a repurposed bass joke. I agree. Let me do an E. Where did you go? My music moved on me. This is 58. That's enough of that one. We did all three. What did we do? We did. Let me. We did 18 and 47, not 30, 48, not 38 like I was supposed to, and then 58. So I'm almost all the way through this set, but it's been a long time. It's been more than a month. Okay, so for 6, I think I just do 2. So we'll do 6, and then we'll go back to actual music. These are not music. These are exercises. Okay, so we got another cello joke. Daniel, I'm just going to read it out loud. What do you call a gelatin-based dessert made by a cellist? Cello. I'll see myself out. Yes, please do. Please do. There you go. Oh, we got another one. How do you get a bass player off your doorstep? Pay him for the pizza. Be nice to our bass friends, and be nice to our viola friends, too. Be nice to our viola friends. There's a disproportionate share of jokes for bass players and violas. Okay, so this one I need to be doing 14 and 28. I mean, just, C string love. There's a lot of viola jokes out there. I just 14 is this one. How do you keep a violin from being stolen? You put it in a viola case. I actually did that. I have a Gibson SG guitar, and it's in an Epiphone case for security reasons. Actually, it's not. It's in an Epiphone case because it was like $100 cheaper to get an Epiphone case than to get a Gibson case. So. So this one is, the math is easy because it goes up and up to an octave, which is also a harmonic. So I don't need to think about what actual tone that is, but I think it's a D. I think, yeah? No. No, it's a C. No. Oh my God. I don't care about that one. What are we doing? What am I doing? Oh, and Fourscore crashed. Thanks. You learn these awful jokes just for me. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Just for me, Twipwire. Are you Elmer Fudd now? They are absolutely the same case. You could just put stickers over the Epiphone logo and no one would know. But again, the Epiphone is for security. Okay, so which one? What was I doing again? 14. Most guitar manufacturers are ditching the hard shell cases. They want to shift to those mono, hardish, soft shell cases. Ugh. Gross. I like my hard shell cases. Maybe I might need to replace my Fender case. I have a hard shell case for my Strat that came with, when I bought the guitar used, and it came with this guitar right here. And it's got little feet so it doesn't tip over on the bottom when you have it standing on the narrow side, and the feet on one side are busted. So it tips over. And it's kind of annoying. But if they're going to like not hard shell cases, then maybe I should think about replacing that case before I can't get them at all. Stay here. I should make sure my thumb is back here. Oh, we have a hurdy-gurdy joke. April's got a hurdy-gurdy joke. Why can't you invite a hurdy-gurdist to your party? Because they are 10 centuries too early. That's a pretty good one. I like it. Hard to keep my I should be keeping my thumb in the cradle here. Okay. That's good enough. What was the other one? Oh. We'll call that 3 minutes. So that was 14. And then 28. So this is 3rd to 5th position, and this is on the A string, which is a G string right now. So, and are you in tenor clef or are you bass clef? You're tenor clef. Sweet. Okay, so that's an E flat. So it's there. E flat. That's right. It's not an extension. See if I can do this in one bow. That's it. All right, so we're done with 6. So let's do some more music. Actual music, and then we'll do 7 and 8. Okay, so which one? Let's do this one. Let's do... Okay. Wait, did I do that right? No, I did it wrong. Wait, there we go. I was looking at the wrong thing, that's why. I was not actually looking at the cue when I thought I was looking at the cue, but I was not, in fact, looking at the cue. Okay, so this one, this is pretty cool. This piece is, I was working on this before, like a while, maybe 6 months ago or something. Before we detoured and we're working on Foray. So this one is very bluesy. That's the beginning. I want to work on that in really small pieces. I need to be better about working on things in really small pieces, and then working on the dynamics with that. So it starts. The first time is mezzo piano, and then there's a little crescendo when we get into. There's a crescendo there as we go up the arpeggio or whatever, and then the second time it's mezzo forte, and then we do something different. So I want to work on that crescendo because it's actually harder for me than it probably should be. And the music says, the direction in the music says molto rubato, which means you can play with the tempo, basically. Should have the feel of Baroque improvisation. Things get tricky. wait, there's a C sharp. That's why. That's why it doesn't sound. That's why it sounds wrong, because it is wrong. I was playing a C natural. So these notes are very, very fast. So they're not actually written as grace notes, but they effectively are. There's two 30-second notes, a 16th note, and an 8th note. This is a very bouncy piece, by the way. So that's a thing that I will need to do. Another something a little bit different. So let's see. I don't know if that should be. That should be down and up. Normal. see, that's where we start to get a little bit bluesy. Way to tease us not resolving that down to the 1 for like 5 repetitions. Sorry. I was just practicing. No. So slowly it goes. That's not right. I'm doing something wrong here. It sounds right, but it's not right. Something is amiss. Something is amiss. Let's just work on this first measure. Oh, we have a repeat. We added a repeat here. So that's a 1, because I'm in, most of this piece is actually in second position, upper second position. Wait a minute, is that an, oh, but that's an F natural, so let me play it with not the fingers that I'm supposed to be playing it with. That's the next part. So let's just work on this bouncy part here. Oh, I'm so bad with my timers today. Let's see. We'll put 10 minutes on this. So bad with my timers. Okay, so. That's it. I was adding a note in there, and that's why it was weird. So it goes. Okay, so I think I got that pretty well. Slowly, it's a lot faster, but that's coming along. So now the next measure. So there's some time signature wonkiness in here. So that measure was in 4/4 and it says a tempo. So it's still, so we're not like we're actually on a beat now, right? Like, because before we were molto rubato. So, and then so we've got a 4/4 measure, then a 2/4 measure, then a 5/8 measure. What? And then a 4/4 measure. So that's a thing. Oh wait, and then it ends. So okay, so the previous section is 4/4, except for the last measure is 3/4. So it's gonna have like here. So let me do this. So that's why it feels a little abrupt. Like it feels like there should be another beat there because if we were in 4/4, there would be another beat there. But no, we're in 3/4, just for that one measure. So let's work on that, actually, that transition. So then the next measure now is... But it's in 5/8, so I don't know how to count that. I don't know. I mean, I know. So to count 5/8 would be 1 2 3 1 2, probably, and that's what it looks like because we've got a dotted eighth note, a 16th note, and then another eighth note, and then we have separately. Then we have 2 eighth notes. So I think you'd count it 1 2 3 1 2. 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. I think is how you would count it. So it would be so. And then we go back to 4/4. So what are you there, little E flat? That's a D flat. What are you? So are you down bow or are you up bow? So it's, I think that's down bow, up bow. So that's down bow. So you're down bow. Probably. And are you? I'm gonna have to listen to this. I am going to have to listen to the recording, is what we're gonna have to do. I think that might be an up bow, actually. No, it's down bow. I was right. I was right the first time. So that's, let me do this here. So that's like the intro of the piece, basically. And then, now this is molto legato. And this is forte. And it says dramatic, molto rubato. That's it. It's not a shift. It's all in, as I said earlier, it's mostly all in second position. That's why the cello's tuned down. And all that is, it's just the finger position is the same. I'm just moving across the string. So I'm moving horizontally across the strings. And then here it's different. We get a blues note here. So it goes, the pattern is 4 3 4 3 4 3 4 3. Yeah, that's 4. It's dangerously close to jazz. I mean, it is. But I feel like it's more bluesy. It definitely, to me, it has a bluesy feel to it. And then there's the jig part. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's work on this part here. Let's do that again. What's up, Argyle? Good to see you. Let's open. Remember to change strings there. But see there, so this is another spot where it transitions. Like you'll hear this low G string, also known as the C string. You'll hear it ring, but we go right into the jig part. So it's gonna be, it's kind of an abrupt change. This piece has a lot of abrupt changes, but it's really cool. I really like it. So now we're in 6/8 time. So now we do. Let me see here. 1 3. Oh, this is mezzo piano. You'll hear this low G string, also known as the C string. It is. It's a G. And it's usually a C, but it's not a C right now. I have 3 G strings. I need to disambiguate somehow. We're rocking. It's a 3 G string night. Let's see, what were we looking at here? We were looking at the jig. So again, this is a tempo, so this is like on the beat, sort of, but it's a jig, so it's whatever. But it's a dance. Is that down bow or up bow? That should be down. Yeah. So here I'm gonna have to. This is still probably slower than it is not performance tempo yet. But here, what's gonna be tricky is at my 1 here. I'm gonna have to get my 1 back over. So that's the first measure, well, the first 2 measures there. And then we do same thing. So we do. There's a lot of pentatonic scales in this, which is why I say it's bluesy. This could be like a fun tuning to mess around with improvising into. Now we got to change here. See, we change. So I've got, instead of playing on the second, we'll just use numbers. We'll use numbers. Wow, if that'll make it better for you. On the second string, so the first time through, or the first 2 times we do that, we're on the second string, and then the third time, it's an open string. So it's. Supposed to be quiet because I think we get louder later. I think we're not supposed to rock yet. da da da. That is on the first string. It's pretty cool to have like the sheet music actually like written out by the composer. Like you don't have to guess what the, there's not that translation layer between the engraver and the composer, and like 200 years of distance. Like, this is primary source here, friends. Primary source. If only we had that for Bach. Yeah. And you saw the we were talking about, I was starting to work on the sarabans from the Bach's third cello suite, because my teacher suggested when we were looking for an alternate piece to play, because the Fauré's elegy was just not, it was just, I just needed, it's a really, really hard piece. And it was just not going to be ready for my recital. So we were switching pieces, and he had me get the Bach cello suites and work on the sarabans on the third suite. And I ended up playing Nina because I knew the notes already. Like I was using Nina as a vibrato exercise. So I was like, well, I don't really like, learning the notes is hard. And then that third, the dynamics, at least in the copy that I have for the Bach cello suites, like the dynamics were very dramatic and like very quick changing. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be a lot of work for me personally to like be able to pull that off. So I ended up playing Nina. But yeah, so many doubts over the existing copies. It was the Berets. You're right. Whatever. I was reading about sarabans in that review. So anyway, I follow a bunch of cellists on Blue Sky, and in the Fediverse actually, but this was on Blue Sky. Somebody had posted, they're a cellist, but they're also an author, and they had posted a little blog on Goodreads that was talking about, there were 5. One of the books was the author of the post is also the author of a book on the Bach cello suites. But it was cool because there were like 5 books that were recommended, and they were all very different sort of perspectives on the Bach cello suites. So it seemed like if you were into that, you wanted to read like all 5 books, you would have a very well-rounded view of the Bach cello suites. But I thought that was pretty cool. And then one of them, I'm trying to get, I mean, I know I'm like broadcasting on Twitch right now, but like I'm trying to get away, and I'm broadcasting on YouTube too, and I'm like trying to get away from Google and Amazon services, like generally speaking, where I can. And so I switched from Kindle Unlimited to Kobo Plus, which is it's Rakuten's ebook store. Anyway, and I was pleased to see that the author of the blog post, the cellist that wrote that blog post, their book was in Kobo Plus. So I have it in my library now to read, but we'll see how long it takes me to get to it, because like working in tech startups kind of broke my brain when I first started out. Like I was kind of burned out already from college, and I had done a lot of reading and a lot of writing. I went to a very writing intensive school, and I was a double major with like very writing intensive majors. So I think I was not like I was super burned out when I graduated, and I think I was still burned out when I started working full time. So anyway, there was a period of time where I couldn't read. Like I could read, like not that I was like illiterate, but that I like couldn't, like my brain just couldn't handle anything longer than just like a blog post type length or like an article. I couldn't read long form for a couple of years, and I still have a little trouble reading long form nonfiction. So we'll see. It's better now. Like I'm like finally recovered, but Uber Cruiser says getting away from Google and Amazon services seems like an exercise in futility in 2025. I mean, fair. I moved my email to Proton. I like the idea of moving to services that are governed in the EU because they have different rules there. So I don't know. It is what it is, right? Makes me feel better. And then the other thing about switching from Kindle Unlimited to Kobo Plus is like there's different. I kind of felt like I was getting into a little bit of a rut in reading, and kind of like because like I read a lot and like I just plow through fiction, but it's kind of nice now to have like it's like going to a different library, right? Like they have different books, they have, it's just a different selection. There's different things available to me, so it's kind of a nice change of pace. And it's a little cheaper, so it's like a couple bucks a month cheaper. So, yay, saving me money, and spending it with the less big folks. Because I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, you're right. It's kind of an exercise in futility, but it makes me feel better, and it did have that effect of sort of switching up my reading patterns. So, okay, I think we might be done. For tonight. Actually, I feel like I'm done. I haven't been. So let's talk about. Let me put this away and let's talk about my recital. So, as I said, I had my recital earlier this month. Oh, let's do this. I had my recital earlier this month, and so I played Nina. And so it was an accompanist that we hadn't worked with before. So my teacher, like we often work with. He has an accompanist that he works with a lot. And she must not have been available. So I think she knows the cello repertoire, which is helpful. And she's just really good. And so we worked with somebody different. So there's always a little bit of kind of getting into the groove with a new person. And the way that it works is we don't. And this was how it worked for me for back when I was in high school, when I was playing in our annual. It's not really a competition, but it kind of is. I don't know how to or solo ensemble, whatever, where you play you pick a piece and you play it in front of judges and that kind of thing. So we just got I rehearsed the curtain time was 7:30, and at 6:00 I had my time with the accompanist to rehearse. What's up, Davkind? Good to see you. Go everybody. Go follow our friend. But yeah, so I got there early and rehearsed at 6:00, and the rehearsal, we went a little fast in the rehearsal, so my teacher made sure to say, okay, that's too fast, let's slow it down, and so whatever. So we talked about that in the rehearsal, and then I was skipping. There's a repeat, and we're skipping a repeat. So, and then I had my 5 or 10 minutes with the accompanist, and then my turn was over, and the next person came in. So really, really short period of time, both for the accompanist and me. But we were okay, it'll be fine. So. Then the performance comes around, and of course there's I didn't feel super nervous, but there's definitely that that sort of heightened emotional state when you're ready to perform, right? So Nina there's 2 eighth note pickup notes that are solo cello before the piano comes in, and so I didn't do a good job of setting my internal tempo properly to make sure that I was playing slow enough. So anyway, so I started a little fast, and then the accompanist just went with it. And I think, which is like not necessarily a critique on the accompanist, right? Like they're there to accompany me. So if I set the tempo, like it's not their job really to like they're like, okay, I'm following you, right? But I think the accompanist that we work with normally, I think she would have pulled me back a little bit. And I think so. Anyway, so we started. I tapped it out from the video, and so Nina is for those most of you have been here before, recently even, and so you've heard me play that. And so it's in my teacher's slow sad songs binder. And so it's like I was playing it at about, the music in my copy says 76 BPM. I was playing it a little bit slower than that I was playing it like 70 to 72, which I felt like my teacher and I both felt like it allowed for a little bit more expression. Yeah, he has a slow sad songs binder. So he's got the elegy in there. He's got Nina in there. He's got Spiegel, which somebody played at the recital. It's so slow. It was beautiful, but it was like actually like I was kind of like on the edge of my seat, and of course I'm like waiting to perform. The person that played that was like two people before me, or I don't know, whatever. I was like, and it was just like, that was too fast too, by the way. But yeah. So anyway, so we're going like 10 BPM faster than what I had rehearsed. I was tapping it out with for the video. I was like, oh wow, I've never played this that fast. So I felt like it. Spiegel. Yep. Arvo part. Yep. Absolutely beautiful piece, but deceptively challenging in its simplicity. Yeah. So what the piece, if you're not familiar with this piece, it's just a lot of really long, slow notes, but it's really, really hard to make long, slow notes beautiful. Like you have to like shape the notes, and like it's a whole thing. And then it's a lot of really long, slow bows. So you have to be very, very, very precise with your bow, I guess, is probably the best way to put it succinctly. But yeah, those are all in his slow, sad songs binder. But yeah, so we played it at 80 BPM. So it wasn't like too far off of what, if 76 is what, the music said. It was a little fast, but not like a day at the races kind of fast. But yeah, so anyway, so I didn't let that mess me up. And I actually just like when I uploaded it to YouTube. It's up on my channel, but it's an unlisted video, because I was talking about this earlier. I got a content ID and I disputed it. So this is work, it's in a public domain. It was written in the 18th century. So like, it's definitely like public domain music. So anyway, I can't chop off the first 48 seconds of me, walking out and like getting my end pin ready and like looking for the hole in the wood floor. I'm kind of just dinking around a bit. Once that dispute is resolved, it might not be until 30 days when it expires, but then I will make it public. But for right now, you can get to it from a link in my Discord. But yeah, so I didn't let the fast tempo screw me up, but I was a little disappointed because it made it a lot harder to just be really expressive. But I still felt like there are definitely dynamics and phrases and stuff in there. And, I was just really happy that I didn't, like, even though it was too fast, I was happy that I just like went with it. 'Cause that's just what you have to do when you're on stage. And the other thing is the accompanist, she forgot that we weren't doing the repeat. So she did the repeat, but then just got back in. So she did the repeat and I kept going to the ending, but she got back on track pretty quickly. But I didn't let that mess me up either. I was just like, okay. And then I like, just made sure that you'll see it in the video, but I like made sure to like, connect with her while she was as we were finishing the piece. So, you know, it wasn't exactly what I had hoped for, but I felt good about it, and it was a good learning experience. And so that was the recital. See, Lau says, one of my compositions is inspired from it. His stuff's still under copyright, and I couldn't figure out performance rights for it for a show a few years ago. So I ended up writing a piece that takes on the aesthetic of it, but with different compositional process and premise. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. So Uber Cruiser says, I watched it and I couldn't tell there was a tempo issue. Yeah, it was just a little fast. And it was a little bit faster than I was planning on playing. So, but that's good that you couldn't tell. Because that's like one of his all-time favorite pieces. So I was like, oh, like I want to play this good because it's my teacher's it's one of my teacher's favorite pieces. But I think it went pretty well. Even if it wasn't like everything I'd hoped and dreamed of. So anyway, so that was how that went. So this summer, I think I'm just going to be working on the Mountfort pieces probably. And I do want to see if I can get the elegy worked up for, my next recital. It's on a semester system. So my next recital, it'll be sometime in December or early January. I'm not exactly sure when. I asked my teacher and he told me, but I couldn't remember. So I think I can get it done up, but I'm taking a little break from the elegy for a bit. I've especially right now with my place in complete disarray with the bathroom remodel. It's just it's a whole thing. I'm really, really excited to get all the plastic gone and to get my space back and to not. The buzzer system isn't working right now, so I can't leave. I have to be here to let people in all the time. I have to run downstairs. So sometimes I work from home, and so sometimes I just have to leave a meeting if a contractor shows up. I'll be right back. Sorry, I gotta go run downstairs. So anyway, all right, let's find somebody to raid, shall we? See if I think I fixed this. YouTube, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'll see you.